Yeah.
About that.
It's showtime.
Welcome to the YatCast. This episode is about kids. But first, I'd like to give thanks to all my real-life and social media friends, and others, who forced me to delve deeper into things to find the underlying cause. And they forced me to determine why things are or are not. They forced me to think about things to see what could be or what cannot be. So, let's get started. If you have been following along since episode 1, this one may be a bit of a shock. The YatCast was not intended to deal exclusively with civics and history. It just turned out that when I started the YatCast, civics was looming large, and I needed to set some things straight. This webcast series is intended to be a catch-all junk drawer of topics. With that in mind, let's go. Kids are amazing. They are pure magic caught in a corporeal body. Yeah, all parents think their kids are wonderful and amazing. Well, most parents do. We have all heard proud parents say that their kids did such and such at this age, or that their kid is the smartest or most athletic or most artistic. Let's be honest. Most kids don't live up to their parents' hype. Don't get me wrong. The positive reinforcement does wonders for our young ones, as long as it isn't overdone. My son was born while I was in college, shooting for a degree in education. I learned many different theories in childhood development, learning styles, brain development, and others. As I sat through these classes, I was able to see that I had already been utilizing these principles, at least in part, when I was a ski instructor. I have always been pretty much a people watcher, and as a ski instructor, I was able to put this to use. In my second year, after learning how the Ski Instructor Association wanted the lessons to be taught, I started watching my students that ranged in age from 3 to 70 years. With the exception of those under about 6 years of age, I discovered a way of teaching that was able to get through to over 90% of them. I used this in my lessons. The lesson levels were broken down into novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert. The lessons lasted from 1 hour to 1.5 hours. In my third year, I took what I learned and pushed it forward. In 1 hour, I was able to get the novices into and through the beginner lessons. My fourth year, I was able to get the novices into and through the intermediate lessons in 1 hour. In this same year, I had my crowning achievement before my son was born, and things changed in my life. I had the pleasure and honor of teaching a 70-year-old grandmother and took her from novice all the way to advanced in 1 hour. The point is that I was observing, analyzing, and adjusting through and between each lesson. The point is, I was able to adapt to each general age range because I noticed their thought processes were different and adapted to it. The point is, I was able to change on the fly from student to student, even within a group, because of different learning styles that I was able to tap into. The Ski Instructor Association briefly touched on that last one, learning styles. Now, Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget developed a theory of cognitive development that includes 4 stages: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. The last 3 follow an easy-to-understand progression. However, sensory motor, the transition into pre-operational, and the early part of preoperational are a bit different. Sensory motor is where they explore the world through their senses and explore their bodies through movement. This is why when you give them something to look at, they turn it over in their hands and then, as often as not, it goes straight into their mouth. In the pre-operational stage, children become adept at using symbols, such as pretending a broom is a horse. Role-playing also becomes important. As they say, when a toddler hands you a phone, you answer it. When they give you a stone, you accept it. In recent years, it has been discovered that young children's brains in the sensory motor and most of the pre-operational stages seem to operate in a dreamlike state, even when they are awake. This goes a long way toward explaining how they so readily fall into a fantasy realm when playing, and why it is sometimes very difficult to get them to focus on things. Now, this is where the amazing, magical part starts coming into it. For young children, play is work. It's their job. What most people consider play is them learning about their world. Most parents will look and say, "Isn't that cute?" It usually is, but is only superficial stuff. I once went into a business with a good friend, and she told me to approach things with a beginner's mind. Beginner's mind means to forget what you think you know, and when you are learning something. This was years after my son was born. It reinforced what follows. If you truly want to see just how amazing kids are, just watch them. Observe their concentration, their body language, the sounds they make, the looks in their eyes. As you watch, put yourself into a beginner's mindset. Relax your mind, reach out and put yourself in their place. Seeing things for the first time. Feel the awe and joy and curiosity that they are feeling. Try to perceive the thoughts and questions and emotions running through their mind. If you can do this, the world will be a new and fresh place full of wonder and mystery. You will experience the world how it really is, untarnished by bias, untarnished by fear. If you can do this, you will see how amazing kids are. You will find that they are so amazing that they can actually touch your being, your soul, just by existing, if you are willing to let go and truly reach out to them. This is what I mean when I say kids are amazing. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I'll see you at the next YatCast. Are you enjoying the YatCast? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/YatCast. That's https://www.patreon.com/YatCast.